So tell us, first of all, how did you even find out about this boot camp, Evalyn?
Well, Chala, you and I met last year at the WeBank conference.
Okay.
And I think you were talking about elevator pitches, and I was in the pitch competition. I can't remember if I took your class before or after the competition, but I made it to the second round, which for me was really good. I was really excited to get to do that. So, and I thought that you had a lot of value in what you had to say, but I didn't want to hear about super niching.
Oh, really?
No.
Tell me why.
I knew you were right, but I didn't want to hear it. So I'm in Houston, and my clients are oil and gas primarily. We say we're industry agnostic, and we've worked with a lot of different industries. And the last few years for oil and gas, things have been going down, so it was tough. And I felt like, I'll grasp at straws, I'll do anything, right? So I didn't want to hear niche down into a specific area. But I still thought that you had a lot of value. I'd signed up for your mailing list, and so I get your newsletters and your emails, and I read a lot of them. I probably don't read all of them. It depends what's going on, but I got an email from you about the boot camp, and I thought, you had a lot to say last year, and things are not better this year, certainly. And double whammy of the oil price and COVID. So most of my business is gone. And so I thought, I'm going to do the boot camp because I know you have a lot to say. And then I kind of went all in, and I was excited every night. As soon as the class would end, I'd work on my homework, and my brain was going, and it was still there on my desk in the morning, and I'd work on it some more the next morning. And I've just gotten a lot out of it, and really excited about it. And then with the whole exercise of trying to find your super niche, never mind looking at 3 things. I think I looked at like 20 different things, and I have more rows on my table to kind of keep considering. But one of them that I landed on, as I started doing more research, it looked like there really was some opportunity for us there. It's something that's been of interest to me, but because I've been so scattered and will work with anybody, I didn't have time to focus on anything to see what was really there. So that really excited me.
I am so amazed. Tell me about that email, that text message that you sent me about the call.
Yes. So you encouraged us to do the research, find some pain points, and then for me, really step out of my comfort zone and call somebody. It needed to be a decision maker and not somebody that I was currently working with, yes. Not a current client. So I looked on LinkedIn for my category, which was offshore wind, and I found a bunch of people whose names I recognized. And one of them was somebody who works for an operating company, so that would be more of a client than another consultant. And I haven't talked to him in, I don't know, 7 years maybe. It's been a long time. But I actually worked with them probably 20 years ago in fairly early days in my company. And so I remembered his name, and he's with a different company now. And I reached out to him on LinkedIn. He responded right away, gave me his cell phone number, and said I could call him. So I did, and I was kind of working around to my pain points, and we never really kind of got specifically there. But and I forgot to check how long he was on the phone with me, but it was probably a good 20, 25 minutes.
Wow.
I got like 6 or 7 pages of notes, and I learned a lot about the industry, and I also got a lot more excited about it because he's very bullish on the industry and really thinks that it's going to really take off in the US. And so that was validating too. I still may not know exactly where the pain points are. And I may be too early getting into that one. I might need to find a different niche, but I'm excited about it. And I've done more research since, and there's definitely organizations, LinkedIn groups, there are events that are happening all the time, every month. Of course, it's all on Zoom right now. So it definitely seems to tick all of those boxes. So I'm excited.
That is so great. So Evalyn, you got so much value out of just the free stuff. Then what made you decide to jump in and sign on to the B2B Magnetic Marketer?
Well, as your earlier guests, Richard and I think Marta also said, if what you're doing right now is working, then you're not here in the boot camp, right? What I'm doing right now isn't working. What I've done for 23 years is no longer working. And so something else has got to give. My business isn't going to survive unless something changes. And so doing the same old thing isn't going to work. And through this week, I mean, you and I have had some chats leading up to the boot camp. It didn't take but a second to get personal. And I shared about my mom and you shared about your parents. And I really get that you care about each of us. And that's what I need. And then the other thing that I really, really like that really resonated for me, because as you say, there are a lot of people out there with all kinds of programs and they all work to some degree. But yours is B2B service providers. That's me. And I've taken lots of free and some paid training on different kinds of sales and marketing. And usually it's product based. Your niche is B2B service providers. Perfect. That's what we are. But B2B service. I don't have to do those mental gymnastics for figuring out a product thing and then turning it into my service business.
Right. Good. So you're making the point that you need to be niched yourself.
Yes.
Right. That's awesome.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
That is really awesome.